Hello and welcome to Hot Topics Wednesdays. Today we're going to talk about how you can utilize the principles of visual design in order to capture attention of your audience online. Before we start, we need to understand that our brain is motivated by curiosity and the search for different patterns. Dr. Pansep, a famous neuroscientist from Washington State University, believes that there is a seeking function of our mind. When our brain is seeking for the patterns, it releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter that Dr. Pansep calls power switch, because it energizes and invigorates the individual in his relation to the environment. And he believes that it's a very basic function of all of us because people needed to search for food and safety, but it also is very important for our attention. However, Dr. Pansep also believes that too much stimulation is also a trap, and that the brain also kind of shuts down when it's given too much stimulation for curiosity. So, when we develop our online programs, our online sites, we need to really have a perfect balance of how much curiosity we want to ignite in our audience, and also how much predictability we're going to give them. Lots of advertisements use this principle. However, many of them fail because they concentrate on getting people's attention, but they really forget what their main focus is. For example, this happened with the very famous ad of T-Mobile, where Catherine Zeta-Jones was a star. And of course, the advertisement used Catherine Zeta-Jones because, well, she's just beautiful, and she definitely captured people's attention. However, the main point was to sell the phone, and very many customers complained because they couldn't see the phone itself, and especially the older customers who really wanted to see if the buttons are big, if they are able, if they're user-friendly, and this campaign was really not very successful, even despite the fact that Catherine Zeta-Jones was really hot. So today we're going to talk about 6 visual design principles that will help you capture your audience's attention and at the same time maintain them focused on your site. Principle number 1, choice of color. Well, we all know that color is very important in getting our attention. However, for the best visual design, you need to follow 2x2 + 1 formula. So what does it mean? It's good to have 2 main colors to establish your identity, 2 background colors that should be more neutral, and 1 accent color. This is based on the principle of von Restorff effect, which says that the item that stands out is going to be more remembered. That's pretty obvious. Try to avoid websites like this one. We all get excited in the beginning when we figure out how to change colors and change fonts, and we try to put all of this together, and it really does not work. Compare this website to the other advertisement online. This advertisement really works. As you see, there are 2 main colors and 2 background colors and 1 accent color that really captures your attention. So both you need for curiosity and predictability are balanced very well. Principle number 2, fonts. Well, very many people love to combine different fonts to highlight different parts of their site or of their training course. This is not a really good idea. Also, well, I would recommend having 1 font type, but if you really need to go with 2, go with 2, but that should be maximum of the types of fonts that you mix together. Also, try to avoid fancy fonts. Besides the fact that it's very hard to read online as it is, They're going to be not as legible as any simple fonts. The eye movement research shows that any fancy fonts are kind of perceived by the brain as advertisement, and so it gets ignored. So if you want your text to be remembered, use simple fonts and use 1 to 2 font types. Principle number 3, proximity. Well, we organize our perception according to the rules of the brain. And one of these rules is the proximity law, which means that when the items are placed closely together, we assume that they're related. And when they're placed separately, we assume that they're not related. So, for example, in this example, this is a wrong use of proximity law. We feel that these items are not related. If you want to relate items, put them together, like for example in this situation. Principle number 4, repetition. According to the rule of repetition, there should be certain elements throughout your work that are repeated in order to create unity in your visual design. So consider this example. We have a bunch of different figures and there's absolutely no unity among them. While in this example, there is one element that is repeated, and now we perceive these figures completely differently. Principle number 5, alignment. According to the rule of alignment, each element on your page needs to be aligned at least with one more element in order to create unity. So this is an example of the bad alignment of elements. Well, this is an example of good alignment of elements. Principle number 6, contrast. The rule of contrast states that we must use a contrasting image in order to create excitement and provoke curiosity in our readers, and also to point attention to some more important items on the page. Remember those dopamines we're talking about? We want the reader to constantly, guide a reader's attention to the most important parts of the page. So I will show you 2 pages, and both of them have a pretty neat, clear design, but one is kind of boring and doesn't really get your attention, while another does. So the page that is kind of boring, here we go. And this is a much better layout for the So what I would like for you to do now is, in the comments below, share your visual design principles that you found either through your research or through practice that really work for getting attention online. And if you like this post, please click like and share it with your network. And if you're not on my list yet, come on over to www.effectiveonlineteaching.com so you can get timely updates, and you can also get a free gift, which is always good. And also, I would like to connect with you by Twitter, or I also have a Facebook page, which I would like for you to like. Have a wonderful day and conquer the distance.